Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of the Loela Bros. That is officially our name now. I'm Domo, your host for all things league related, and I'm joined by my two bros today.
Hello, my name is Victor. Nice to meet y'all.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. You met me last episode, so
Wow, y'all are very low energy.
Oh, my
I'm
fault.
matching your energy on a daily basis.
I'm
Okay.
joking. I'm joking. We're good.
Nice
We're
to meet
good.
y'all. My name is Victor. I'm your resident Emerald Elo player. I've been playing League of Legends since the start. I've started taking it a little bit more serious as of recent, but I have a little bit of tier 3 competitive play experience. I've played with masters, grandmasters, diamond players. We've played in-houses. That's basically my qualifications.
I'm a Marvel Rivals player. That's my qualification.
W.
Yeah. Well, we just got back from celebrating our friend Victor's birthday yesterday.
I'm about to reach Unk status, y'all.
Yeah. We went to a nice steakhouse. We made Jimmy pay the bill. No.
W.
Oh, I need to ask one more person to pay me back. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah, no, we went to Charlie's Steakhouse. Where was that again? Like
It's like
Uptown,
Uptown. Yeah,
Uptown New Orleans. If you're ever in town, try it out. I'd recommend it. It's like in my top 10 of
Pretty nice, yeah.
steakhouses.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, recommend it.
The server was
Oh, so
Phenomenal.
so good,
incredible
bruh.
service, incredible service.
Yeah. All right. So, we can officially say what we're doing in this show. We mainly cover LCK because, in my opinion, that's like one of the best regions to watch. It's, to me, in my opinion, at least the most fun. They have T1. But yeah, well, we mostly cover LCK content here. But we'll also do like a weekly major region one down. Each of us is gonna be like kind of in charge of watching those games. I myself am gonna be watching LEC. Victor.
I'll be watching LPL. The blood bath that is the Chinese region.
I'm gonna watch the solo queue region. I'm gonna watch the LTA. LTA North. LTA South doesn't even exist.
Yo, you can't just say that, bro.
Oh
LTA
yeah,
South
any of
exists.
them in playoffs? Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, you can say the same thing about LCS when it was a thing.
Oh yeah,
LCS.
All I can say is, 100 Thieves. Pain could have beat 100 Thieves had they played for Titan a little bit better. But that's just me. Good.
That's fair. Like TL is such a weak team. Like, move on, move on. It's too much to say.
not this episode. But yeah,
Not this episode.
on this episode today, we will be covering the LC Cup playoff game. It was playoffs, right? Yeah, it's playoff game.
Yeah, playoffs.
It was Hanwha
LC Cup?
Life versus Don plus Kia, actually. Sorry about that.
Yeah, get it right, bruh.
But yeah, so we'll start off by saying what our predictions were versus what actually happened.
Holy, I said it was gonna be 3-1 DK. Holy.
If you remember me from last episode, I also said 3-1 DK.
Let's go, baby. 3-2 Hanwha.
The only person to predict the winning team and had it at had the exact number of rounds. It was crazy.
So the way I predicted it too did not even shake up. Like I feel like they kind of just they're like lucking into game fives and then like winning from there.
So one of the things I have to say though is at least with this, LCK looks like the top. There's not the top 4 teams don't have that big of a gap between them right now, in my opinion. The Hanwha Life beat them all, yes, but it took them 5 games. It took them taking T1 to 5 games. They took Gen G. It took them them versus Gen G was 5 games. Them beating D plus was 5 games. So and game 5 versus D plus, they could have D plus could have won. D plus could have won that. So I'm kind of it's kind of interesting to see that the relative strength of the top of what we consider the top 4 teams to be pretty even. That also makes regular season a little more exciting in my opinion.
My biggest thing about Hanwha just in general right now is they're a good team that are like just making the stupidest mistakes, and they're only getting back because like one, they're Korean team, so they have good enough macro to come back. But like at a certain point, I think some of the LPL teams are just gonna punish them really hard for these mistakes. Right now, they're not
So
getting like they're not getting punished as hard. Like Game 5 is a perfect example of that when we get to it.
My thoughts about this game is these guys are just paid to throw. I swear to God, these guys are throwers. I've seen so many rookie mistakes from veteran players that it makes no sense to me. It's some of these games should have been very one-sided, but then the other team overstays, and it's like, what's the point? There's nothing for you. There's nothing here for you. Sure, you can get like some jungle camps here and there, but it's like, for what reason? Go back, reset, get tempo on the map. I don't know. It just puzzles me sometimes.
all right,
Yeah,
all
like
right.
DK actually. Okay, well, besides Barrel, DK played generally well. There were a few times where like Jiwoo was just too overly
Siwoo,
aggressive. Jiwoo,
Siwoo,
yeah, yeah.
Siwoo,
Siwoo is a
Jiwoo
little.
is in Nongshim.
No, Siwoo is a little. He's a rookie, so I can give
He
him
has
some
that
slack.
rookie
But it's like,
aggression, so I
yeah, he's a
Yeah.
little too
Like
over
sometimes it was
zealous.
just like if you literally just hold back here, you would have hard won your team, and sometimes he went a little too
it's
hard.
that like I said, it's that rookie mentality where like some players would know like maybe it's smarter to not go in, but he's like, no, I see a kill here, I'm going for it.
Hmm.
But sometimes that did
Yeah,
I don't
that
Timmy
didn't.
know.
was a little off the
Sometimes
set
that worked
too.
out in their favor though. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah, fair enough.
enough of that. Let's get into game one, shall we?
Game one.
Yeah, game one.
Right. Right.
You want to start draft or am I doing draft?
Yeah,
Just put timestamp here.
you can start.
Put timestamp here.
You can start draft here.
All right. So draft wise, Hanwha starts blue, DK starts red, and first three bans for each side is Rumble, Poppy, and Bessa, and DK bans out Skarner, Jace, Callista. All relatively good bans. Um, Rumble is obviously one of those champions where he's hit and miss, but and I mean I'm not gonna lie here. Rumble is in a rookie's hands or in Zeus' hands isn't that deadly. If you ask me personally, Zeus on Rumble either feeds 75% of the time or that 25% when he gets allocation for minions or gold, he could make a difference in the game. Could. Poppy, Bessa, good bans. Those guys are very strong in this meta. They provide so much utility, and Bessa herself is a little bit overtuned at the moment. But
Really? You still thinking Bess is overtuned?
oh yes, she is definitely. You could definitely pick her blind. You could definitely pick her blind. She
I
doesn't
don't
really have
disagree with
any
that one.
like. Her matchups aren't too one-sided. If you try to counterpick her, she can still just get like levels and minions, and she'll still be in the game. Um, Poppy is Poppy. Poppy is really strong right now. Everyone has a dash these days, so Poppy is a really good pick. Skarner, typical red side ban. You don't want your opponents to get B1 Skarner. Skarner is very overtuned right now. Probably the king of the jungle at the moment.
Yeah.
Jace, Callista, target bans. That makes sense.
Well, I think Close is just a generic good ban.
Like usually like I think Kalista and Skarner, if I remember correctly, are like at 100% like pick ban rate right now
Hmm
in LCK at
So
least. Because Skarner
From
is
my
just
experience with
stupid.
Callista in T3 play, Callista is a good champion. It's just she requires so much setup, right?
yeah, well, I'm saying like at the top level, it just Kalista just seems like it seems like a perma ban first game in Fearless right now.
hmm I agree with that. Callista does provide a really good utility.
Right.
Okay, let's go into picks. So Hanwha pick Yone first. Makes sense.
Well,
Yone can be flexed either by Zeus or Zeka. And DK counter with R1 Rakan and R2 Vi.
You got that flip, but yeah.
Well, yeah, my fault. R1 Vi, R2 Rakan. But makes sense. Good engaged champions, strong engaged champions. They're right now. Well, I mean, I can't really talk about draft composition just yet. I need to get into more picks. And then we have B2, B3, Xayah, Maokai. Really good disengage, actually. So this kind of makes Rakan Vi kind of useless in a way, because Maokai and Xayah, it's so hard to jump on them, right?
Yeah.
And to further that, we have R3 Kaisa, good 80 carry pick. Not the 80 carry I would pick against Xayah, but if it's aiming's comfort pick, hey, more power to you, man. And then for second round bans, we have Ari Jax for HLE, DK ban out Alistair, and Elise.
Support at least.
Yeah, support Elise is a terror right now. I think they're trying to nerf that, if I saw patch notes correctly. But right now, it is very, very strong still, especially when paired up with a kill lane like Caitlyn, Lucian. Is really, really strong. And then we have R4TF, Showmakers Champion. So this right now from no, I'll say the fan in the draft. And then we have B4 Nautilus, B5 Cassante into R5 Gnar. Honestly, Hanwha Life, this is just draft Nirvana. It is draft Nirvana. What is DK gonna do? It is so hard to jump on anyone
Yeah.
on HLE. Like it. Holy!
I understand where you're coming
Instead
from.
of picking Gnar, why don't you just pick like?
I will say though, like at least I understand they stuck with an identity. Like they stuck with an identity. They chose one and they just stuck with it, and I can appreciate that. They're like, we're just
they're
gonna
a pick
go in
comp.
24/7. Yeah, legitimately was like, we're just gonna go pick somebody, single target, just fucking go
The
in.
unfortunate part is they have 3 meat bags on the side of Hanwha, a Yone and a Xayah.
They have.
Yeah.
Yone presses E,
So
their team is useless. Xayah presses R, your engage is useless. Like
the disengage from HLE is so crazy. Actually, they have a Nautilus, they have a Maokai, they have a Cassante,
like
they have a Xayah ulti, they have a Yone. It's just so crazy. Well, I do appreciate the Recon Vi picks first round around. The TF pick is a little too weak if you ask me. I understand that they're trying to go for tempo picks, but TF in this current meta is you either win within the first 10 minutes or you flat out lose.
yeah.
Kaisa, strong 80 carry, but against against HLE, you're never gonna attack anyone. It's so hard to walk up and attack. The Gnar pick. Holy, what's up with Koreans and Gnars?
I mean, it's good into
It's just in the
Cassante.
Cassante
It's good into
matchup.
Cassante.
It's
Like it
just
is
a
good into
Cassante
Cassante.
matchup.
And Siwoo,
You know what would have been good against Cassante? A Maokai, not Maokai, a Malphite. Like imagine they had a Malphite in this team comp.
It'd be
It'd be a lot better than a Gnar.
No, I honestly the Gnar wasn't that bad. The Gnar was actually decent. The Malphite is too all in. Like it's probably
you
even
go
worse.
in, you either die or you win. That is
But that's the same,
Malphite.
that's exactly how Siwoo played Gnar in this game, anyways.
There's one play with a Gnar that I'm here like the Gnar is just better in the situation, and like it's a situation where they were all top and they were all retreating, and he had the perfect flank, perfect Mega Gnar setup.
Oh, I know what play you're talking, dude. That to me, that's like the only. That was what made or break the game. That's the play. That's the moment in the game that made or break it. That was the moment that break.
That 20-minute mark fight.
It was
got overzealous. I will say that right now.
If he was a Malphite, it would have been 100 times worse.
No, it would have been 100 times better.
No.
The problem was
he knocked up the 2 tanks.
That was the.
But that's the
that
problem.
Was the
he
issue.
couldn't reach the backline because he's playing Gnar. He plays Malphite. He just ults his backline.
Like I will say, he had good Gnar bar management.
There's now a separation.
But the thing was okay. Well, let's go over this fight then. Where is it? at the 20-minute mark.
Like I'd say like Siwoo's Narbar management was good. Like it was like as good as you can get while trying to like come in on a flank. To me, it was just unfortunate that when he went in, the only people he could actually engage on were the tanks.
Yeah. That was
I mean,
a
it was
really
really
like
good
it
position
was
by
like
HLE too.
that needed like such a heads up hindsight of like, hey, you can't go in here.
Like
Wait, what is it in the game? Like 20?
it's around the 20-minute mark. Generally, I'd say
Yeah, it's
Okay.
right at the
is
20.
So honestly, here this is like hindsight play, but instead of autoing the Otacon and trying to get max Narbar, I think he just walks in with like almost full Narbar instead of trying to max it out on Otacon.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
agree with that too.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like, okay, the only people who can do damage on HLE is Zeka and Viper. And by the time
See,
Yeah.
Siwu gets into the fight, they're already out of
it's
the fight, and there's
it's a
only 3
little
tanks in front.
it's a little tricky though because the light probably still has hook. So as soon as the mini Nard tries to jump in, because that's where you get the extra jump, like the extra distance, he'll probably just hook him out like away from the back line.
But like, think about this for a second. Imagine if we replaced the Gnar with a Malphite in this situation. Their backline is actually knocked up for 2 seconds, slowed. They cannot walk into the fight. Their meatbags are getting jumped on by 4 members, while Siwu zones out the 2 only damage dealers on HLE. So you see what I'm saying though? HLE will lose this fight.
It's I'll agree with you simply for the fact that we can see their cooldowns. Like we can see that like I don't think Viper has flash yet, and I don't think he has ult. Nor does Zeka has anything. But like in that general situation, you're all in on the like the Malphite ult. He's all in. Zaya can just ult out of it.
But that's what I'm saying. He's spacing out the team fight. He's literally separating their only 2 damage dealers, which are both AD by the way, as a Malphite.
Yeah, no, he's
That
just gonna
Malphite will
blow
live
up.
for at
He's
least
just
20
gonna
seconds.
blow up. Now they're fighting a 4v5.
No, they can't blow him up is the problem. He's playing Malphite against 2 ADs.
You're talking about Siwu, dude. Like this guy will probably just die.
I don't see how you blow up a Malphite who's building armor, full armor by the way.
Now
Like
my thing is that you have 3
Ugh.
meatbags that could just perma CC you. By the time they kill him, the rest of the team will probably catch up. But like you're now fighting a 4v5. They're not gonna have to waste a lot of cooldowns either.
the reason why HLE won this fight is because Viper's able to free hit.
that is true.
That's literally it.
Yeah,
Viper was,
they completely
was
untouched
literally
the
untouched
backline.
this fight. That's what I'm saying. A Malphite will disrupt that. Viper has to kite away from Malphite or he dies.
But he's in the like the Siwu right now. Like put back 2 of the meatballs to the rest of the team. Those who want to be in the middle of the team. He created the space for them. I'm saying in this situation, the Malphite is now in the middle of them versus like creating space away.
Hold up, I need to show you this. Well, I need to show you my screen. I'll show you exactly what I see here. Look at this positioning. Tell me.
This might fuck everything up, but we'll see.
Tell me.
Now you're good.
Okay.
A Malphite right here, ulting on top of these 2 right here. And you telling me that he's gonna blow up? No, it's literally.
The rest of the team is like far enough away that if and this is I don't know about Zeka, but this is at least Viper. All he has to do is press flash, press ult. He's now in the middle of like Isaiah free hitting on him, a fucking Yone free hitting on him with 3 meatbags that will stop him from escaping and shielding the rest of the team from getting to them.
We have a Vi. We have a Vi. We have a Rakan. He will live long enough for aiming to deal out damage. I guarantee
I
you.
don't think so. Like I legitimately don't think so.
I guarantee you this. This Malphite is almost unkillable in this situation.
Nah. I think a Malphite would control here.
Let's continue on.
Well, yeah.
After that 20-minute fight,
That's to me. That's signal the end of the game.
yeah, that's the critical
is
fight there.
that was the moment that made or break the game, and it broke the game. Like all in all, like I said,
thing about that, by the way, I don't even think Gnar was a bad pick. I think Gnar was actually a decent pick. Like I don't
it
think
was
Malphite.
just.
I think Malphite would be better in certain match, like in certain scenarios, sure. But like I don't think you get to this state in the game. Like I think the Cassante probably just like you puts the Malphite behind, they'll probably dive him. Like the game would shake out like a lot differently with him as a pick.
I'll help you know, Gnar was already behind.
Yep.
Gnar was 0-2. I don't think much would have changed. I think if anything, Malphite would have been better because he scales better. Actually,
Sure, but like again, also pick the player. Make the pick to the player. I don't. He's not a Malphite player. Like that
all
guy
I'm
would have
saying is,
trolled
if you
so
can't
hard
play,
on Malphite.
if you can't play Malphite, you literally cannot play pro play because Malphite is the most brain dead
Okay,
champion ever.
you say that, and like pretty much like Malphite is never picked a pro play.
Because no one knows how to. That's like saying no one picks like enchanters. Enchanters are good. They just don't like playing
No, they do
enchanters.
pick enchanters, and enchanters are meta, and people can play enchanters.
This entire series,
You saying the
this
barrier
entire
enchanters is
series,
playing
I saw
Malphite?
one enchanter.
No, you can get away with just playing fucking Cassante, Gnar, Renekton, and win worlds, and somebody has done that. I don't. So I'm just saying that the barrier enter for pro, learning how to play Malphite, which is a very niche pick. Nope, I don't agree with that whatsoever.
I'm just saying, like the picks you just say are all comfort picks. Which I get it. It's you want to pick champions that you know how to play at the high, like, and you're comfortable on, so you can perform at the highest level. I get it. But as a professional player who plays the game 9+ hours a day, you would think you would have a champion pool that reflects this. And yet all I see is the same picks: Renekton, Jax, Aatrox, Gnar, Cassante. This is a fearless draft. What are you gonna do once you lose your champion? And we saw that in game. We saw that in game
TF this game.
5. Wait, what?
You saying that like pro players should diversify? They should be able to play every champion. Oh yeah, Showmaker played TF and got shit on this game.
But the thing is, Showmaker has always played TF. He's also a comfort pick for TF.
And was it good?
It wasn't good because they couldn't push the tempo. They didn't know how to push the tempo. Apparently,
I'm making the argument right now is that you want them to play different things, but it's just not good.
I'm not making the argument that I want them to play different things. I'm making the argument I want them to play good things.
I don't think it's good.
But
The players don't think it's good.
I want you to take a look at the items. It's literally all AD. Malphite is the most unbalanced champion against a full AD team.
I'm just it's maybe for solo queue, but I don't think so for pro play.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, that's enough of game one. Where, like I said, all in all, essentially to me, it boils down to D plus Kia drafted pick. They could not execute pick because Hanwha's draft was just, in my opinion, plain out better. It was just a better draft into D plus Kia.
Yeah.
They had like small windows that they could actually like win the game. They didn't capitalize on those windows, and that's just GG. So yeah. All right, let's get into game two.
All right, game 2. Am I talking about draft again, or does someone else want to take over?
Oh, I'll go over it. I'm a glance over it basically.
Okay.
So, for game 2, pick bans were, I'm just gonna go over it right quick. DK ban Rumble, Poppy Azir, Shen, and Lulu. HLE will ban Skarner, Kalista, Jace, Jackson, Leona. And of course, as you see, Skarner, Kalista, not played. Not allowed. Just isn't allowed. So we end up with All My Life having Camille, Xin Zhao, Galio, Ezreal, and Karma. Ugh, can't talk. And then D plus has Ambessa, Lilia, Pantheon, Varus, and Braum.
Wait, I got a question.
What's up?
How is the Pantheon into the Galio matchup? Like that's the thing that confused me. I actually genuinely don't know the matchup.
So Galio will have push prile, but Pantheon is able to roam a little bit more efficiently if he's able to shove and wave.
So,
But the
would you
problem,
say it's just about you? Because in my head, I think about it, it's like no, it's not like no either lane wins. It's just trading global ults.
it's more like whoever gets push prowl first.
Hmm.
So the mid lane is a handshake, and the fact that if I get to push first, I get to roam
I
first.
roam first. Okay, so yeah, so it is just a handshake matchup. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, the like if Galio ults across half the map, then I guess technically the Pantheon can too. So it was like, oh, that kind of makes
By
sense.
the way,
Like in a straight up fight, Pantheon will win, but the Galio will never want to fight. He was only wants to shove wave. Is the thing.
Yeah, fair. You're
also,
saying no?
yeah. By the way, it was a tank pantheon,
Hmm.
Yeah.
so do with that what you will. But in this series, honestly, Siwu and Lucid kind of carried that one to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
Siwu and Lucid
Man,
were, they
Ambessa.
went crazy. They went
Good champion.
crazy that series.
Crazy. Lucid had some high plays.
Mhm.
Like
I honestly I saw this and I was like, wait, like in my opinion, I think Hanwha won draft simply because they have Xin Zhao with an enchanter, and I was like, wait, they have a like a good AD that can self peel. I was like, this is a nice this is not a
So
bad draft at all. I liked it.
I will counter that. Even though Xingqiao has an enchanter on him, he's going into a Braum.
Yeah, yeah, that was bad. I was just like,
So
every time I see Galio Xin Zhao, I'm like, what's the combo? Is it just because Xin Zhao goes in there and Galio ults on top of him?
essentially, or no, it's more of a Camille Galio combo.
yeah, it's the Camille Galio.
Okay, fair.
My thing is, I
That's my
saw
thing is that
I saw Zeka Galio, and I'm like, oh, he's playing Galio. Cool.
yeah, Galio's a nice safe pick, but I'm like, they went Galio into Xin Zhao, and I was like, why? I've seen this is like the third time I've seen this where people pick that back to back, and I'm like, sure, I guess, like why not
Circles.
just pick the Camille straight up?
Circles.
Like
More
that,
circles.
Nessa is already
3
lost.
circles. There are 3 circles.
So I will say this: Xingqiao is a really strong jungler. He's even better when paired with an enchanter, of course. Galio is also a really solid pick mid. They're you can also play. You could technically play Xingqiao top. I'm not sure who has that in their champion pool, but he is a strong top lane.
Xin
Just
Zhao
'cause of
top.
sustain.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
you can
strong.
play
He has
top.
really good sustain.
I think I forgot. I saw there was someone who played it top in either I don't it was like in-house or a scrim or something. I think it was Bwipo. I feel like Bwipo. I think I saw
That's such a
Bwipo played that
that's
once.
a Bwipo play. That's such a Bwipo pick.
But it does have really good matchups against top laners, simply because he does a lot of damage. Like he has a lot of base damage. Naturally, he's innately tanky, good sustain. Sounds like a good top laner to me. But like I said, most top laners don't have him in the champion pool.
That's understandable, like because he's mostly
makes sense.
jungle too.
He's Jace without
It'd be
range.
a new thing.
Hmm. Yeah, Galio good pick. Xingqiao good pick. It makes sense why they picked him first.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't hate the draft. Like because it also like they didn't ban the Braum, I guess, but like I think they just also played pretty poorly that game.
Yeah.
Siwu just went in like a madman. I think it was like the fight around 15-minute mark where
Yeah.
like it's already 1-for-1 and he gets chunked. But this psychopath just goes back in and it works out so well. And he lives. It is insane. Like that was insane. Like that was one of like the highlights of this game, in my opinion. The second one would be around the Otacon fight, where honestly, Lucid carried that one in my opinion.
Lucid definitely carried that one.
That
I was like, oh,
the
they got
three-man
it, but
sleep
then-
it just set them up
Yeah.
all perfect to just like fall like dominoes, man. Then like after they got Otacon, it's kind of like it was just kind of GG at that point. Because that's when like around that time they started pushing the end, and Chemtech Soul was actually useful for a game, and it was funny to watch. I was like, wow, you think they're gonna die? No. The extra bit of healing and shielding from Chemtech actually paid off. But it's funny because Chemtech, in my opinion, is always like the most useless soul.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think after that Otacon fight, it was pretty easily just like.
I will
DK
say
just
this.
did all this.
Chemtech Soul had extra value simply because HLE has really low damage output. if you look at their team comp, who can really dish out the damage, right? Like,
True.
I get that there's a Camille, I get that there's an Ezreal, but Camille at this point cannot jump onto anyone in DK and just Camille just get blown up.
Yeah, he just
Viper is having a hard time playing Ezreal because Ezreal himself doesn't really dish out that much damage compared to like let's say like a Varus, like Aiming has playing, right? Ezreal is only really good at slowly poking you down, but Chemtech Soul kind of negates that.
Dane isn't.
This is a tank Galio, by the way, so this is you can't expect damage from Galio coming out.
It's not Faker's Galio, it's Zeka's Galio, of course.
Oh man. And Karma is building full support, which I disagree with. I think Karma should definitely be building some semblance
Yeah.
of AP here, just to provide extra damage. Because, like I said, this comp does have really low damage output.
Yeah, if Zeka was going full
Yeah.
tank, they needed AP from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, D plus Kia takes that one in
W.
pretty commanding fashion. I will. Honest, but they were losing at first. But
Yep.
that play topside turned the game on its head, and they just roll with it. Right?
yeah.
Yep.
Heading on to game 3.
Game 3. Yeah, I can take the bans for this one.
Right.
All right. So the first 3 bans from Hanwha are LeBlanc, Nidalee, and Ari. And then
They were afraid
plus
of
ban.
Lucid and Italy.
D plus is ban. Like these 2 champs are just perma ban. Skarner and Kalista.
It's like
and then they banned
it's a
Zeo.
red side ban. Like if one side doesn't ban, you're kind of just forced to ban both.
Yeah, it's just been red side ban the entire time up to now too.
Also, if you'll notice by game 5, it's been like this is a blue side game. Like blue side was 100
Yeah,
with a
it's
100%
been
win rate
so
this
blue
series.
side, yeah.
But continue.
So they first picked like Jace, which is like finally like it's finally been let through the pick and bans.
Yeah.
And then D plus like counters with Rumble and Poppy.
Very good counters, by the way.
Yeah, I think that was solid. And then they go Sejuani and Aurora. And then they round out the first half of draft with a Zeri. The bands proceed to do
Barry is
Lulu.
actually a very, very good pick against that team comp. Like against those first 2 champions, actually.
Yeah, you can just
Very,
outpipe
very
them.
good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Lulu and Ash were banned, and Wukong and Lee Sin. They were just targeting out jungle. Viego got picked up. Viego into Jin Leona, and then last pick, Showmaker pulls out the Rise. And honestly,
Also a very, very good pick. Thank
The
God.
Rise mains
Showmaker, thank God.
are celebrating right
he actually
now.
pulled it out.
The
I was
Rise mains are
screaming
celebrating,
Rise. I was
bro.
screaming Rise.
as a former Rise player, I was like, damn. I just want them to win now because they picked Rise.
They
Dude,
finally
I wish
looked.
they picked- Yeah, but it was a good pick.
Dude,
I just
you know how excited I am when I saw that Rise. I'm like, dude, Rise into that short range comp
Yup.
is so good.
yeah.
So good. The
The problem
AoE
is, like, the
damage.
Jhin is like inconsistent damage too from afar.
The problem is Jin, although he has range on everyone on DK, it's really hard for him to walk in at all, or he
Yeah.
just instantly gets CC'd.
He'll get CC'd and blown up.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
He can't do consistent damage. Like he has to play pretty far back. Even though he has 2 meat shields like up in front of him, the other team they could just poke him out. Or if he gets too close, he just gets CC'd and like chained to death.
This draft was like a breath of fresh air. DK actually draft gapped him, and I loved it.
I don't even think Hanwha's draft was that bad.
It's not bad. It's just
like
like a counter picked.
It's like it's like the most normal draft, like the most basic like baseline draft, and they just got counter picked and then outplayed.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I love to see is League of Legends. Come on,
we've seen this type of draft before. Like literally, like I think Hanwha played this draft and lost to Gen G because they just got out. They lost early. So it just so happened that they played well enough and they snowballed enough to win the game. But if they fell behind early, this game is doomed.
You talking about DK? If they fell behind?
Did they fall behind this game?
No. So the problem with the draft comp is DK scales incredibly well. DK's comp scales so well into the late game.
Sure, late game, yeah, but I'm saying that if they fall behind early. They just get gapped mid game. Like they'll probably end it out there.
I will say this too. A lot of teams, whenever they're behind, they feel pressured to make plays. And so I do agree with you that if they did get behind, they'll probably lose the game. But I feel like if they're able
I
to
always say this
maintain
because we've
composure,
literally seen this. We've seen a comp like this. Like Hanwha literally played a comp like this and lost to Genji, and like
but that's what
Genji,
I'm saying.
like we were all like, oh, Genji had a better draft, like slightly better draft, but like it was just they played worse. That's all it was.
But that's what I'm saying. Gen G actually mental boomed. If they had maintained composure and just
No.
played,
Hanwha played this draft and lost, or yeah.
but that's okay. It's my fault. Hanwha mental boomed. If they actually just played and grinded out the game, they scale into the game better. That's
No,
all.
I just think they got hella out macroed at some point.
But that's what I'm saying. They actually just got mental boomed. They didn't know what was going on. They were dizzy. They were actually dizzy. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to. They didn't know how to like regain a hold of the game and just fucking stabilize.
It was like I don't think they could have stabilized. They were so far behind.
There were some plays that they forced that they didn't have to. I will say that.
Sure, but like I think overall the game was like they was pretty wash after the first few minutes.
Also, I have to retract my previous statement. Actually, funny enough, I just realized after this game, Red Side actually started winning games.
Did they
Yeah.
really?
This was a Red Side
Because
game.
I remember watching through the series. I was like, man, whoever picks blue side is like winning.
Yeah, no, it was good. Because Gen G versus Hama was all blue side. This one had two red side. This game actually had two red side wins.
It's still mostly blue side then.
But it's still mostly a blue side dominant meta. But yeah,
yeah.
I will say
That first pick is very important.
usually. So I just gotta say the beginning of this game, where Peanut's just trying to do his red buff, and Barrel just walks into
just kills
jungle
Yeah.
and just
Oh my-
kills him.
The worst part is like literally like a few minutes later, like Barrel just like feeds into all of them.
He does, but I'm just that was so funny. I'm like, what is Barrel doing? I'm like, oh wait, he's just gonna kill him because
Yeah.
he didn't. Peanut had like no health.
So I will say that Peanut did disrespect him because anytime you see a champion with Ignite, you have to respect it. If they get you low enough, you're gonna get executed. That's usually how it goes. Peanut didn't respect it. He was like, "Oh, I could just take red buff in front of him, pay the price, get behind." But the main problem was Barrel wanted to extend the lead and walked across two turrets.
The guy walked in between two turrets in the middle of three people. Like that was
So-
annoying.
While I do understand the concept of the play, he did not have anyone to help him do the play, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
If Barrel is able to actually negate Peanut, like stop his clear top side as well, the game's over. Game's done. Sejuani completely out of the game.
Yeah.
This
Actually,
game was pretty even, like
It
throughout
was
the entire thing.
it was pretty even. There was like a
Yeah.
few, in my opinion, like where like the major moments was there was a fight at 18 where they were trying to get on top of Zeus, but Zeus like was able to live a decent bit, but he still ends up
Long
falling.
enough for Viper to get there and then clean up the kills.
You know,
Honestly,
yeah,
that
it was
that would have been straight
it-
up a DK like win if it weren't for the fact that you fed a few kills to Viper. And then,
he
like,
only got one.
ooh.
He only got one kill from that play.
He got one.
Yeah, it was
I
only
know he
one.
got the ult
No,
kill.
it was
Okay.
I think I forgot who got the other one, but it was they killed Barrel and it was a 3-for-1 at that moment, but Viper
Yeah.
was in range to curtain call and was
Yeah.
able to take down. I'm pretty sure it was Siwu. like-
yeah. But like again, you just give him the 80 extra resources, you know, and
Yeah.
like it being from a complete loss to a slight loss, you know, it wasn't bad.
I
It was
s-
still losing.
They also at the 27-minute mark, they also could have lost at that like the 27-minute mark if y'all remember that fight. Like they catch out 3. They caught out 3.
Yeah.
But what they I think and then they immediately turned to Baron, which is not the worst idea, but they weren't. It was like they weren't tracking our health bars because before Showmaker went down, he did some damage. Like
Yeah, he
he
really
That's
did.
the
did.
Rise
Yeah.
for you.
He did damage.
So
So
And
much.
I'll
I
have you
don't
Yeah.
know
think they were.
that Rise not even building damage yet. He's building still defensively. Imagine if he did build damage. That
Is he building Crown? Did he build Crown?
Crown's not a thing
the Crown's
anymore.
out of the game.
That's
He
not a
built
thing anymore.
he built Rada Aegis. He got Sarah Embraced, and then he's going for a Hourglass.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Very very low damage.
I
But
forgot Ride was back in the game. Does it do what it used to do, where it stacks every 10 minutes?
no, it
Yeah.
stacks every not 10 minutes. It's like
Minute. Or that?
every minute. I would
Yeah, but
say,
it's,
every
it's
minute.
it's every minute.
Every minute.
Oh, like every minute. Okay.
Why
okay.
every 10 minutes, bro? Games don't last that long.
Game was
No, that's how
never
the
left.
old the old Rod works.
No, the old WAD never scaled like that.
That's
It's still something like that.
terrible.
It was like every 5-10 minutes or something like that.
I mean, it takes 10 minutes to max out, probably.
No, I'm talking about old Rod videos.
No, I know who you're talking about,
This
and
guy
I'm
is
saying you're
mental.
wrong.
But no. But like I said, I don't know if they weren't expecting it, but aiming and Lucid, man,
Dude, those guys
they pulled off a 2v5, man.
they
That
pulled off
was
the heist of the century, actually.
that was so
That was
beautiful, man.
The biggest heist
It was so
ever.
beautiful.
Honma got fleeced. I will say that.
When I saw that, I'm like, DK is gonna win this one. D plus, D. It's gonna happen a few times, guys. But no, D plus. I was like, D plus is gonna take this. Aiming and Lucid will carry them a victory on this one.
Oh, it's every minute up to 10 times, so it was up to 10
Yep.
minutes.
Like I said, 10 minutes max. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember building the item, and it scaled with time. That's all I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, no. After that,
Wait,
they got
yeah,
Otacon and
it wasn't
pushed. It was
even.
so fun.
It was even, and they just got picked off, like up near Baron.
A funny
They got
moment
off.
that happened though. Aiming was trying to kill Peanut because he still had Otacon buff, but as he was gliding, it ran out.
Yeah, it ran out, and he just gave him a free
God.
He
1,000 gold
just
shutdown.
gave 1,000 gold shutdown to Peanut.
Holy man.
D plus still takes this game, but I just thought that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that was very funny.
This is also one of those examples of where I'm just like I don't feel like HLE should have won, because it's like, dude, how you get picked off like that, like there, right there. You know, it's like they just have these weird, like really int plays that like just loses them the game.
Mhm.
Now,
Game 4.
Game 4.
bro, I don't even want to talk about game.
Holy.
I don't even want to
Yeah.
talk about game 4, bro.
I'll
Just
talk
draft
about
something
game
else.
4 drafts.
Oh.
I'll talk
Draft
about
or something else.
Game 4
Just
was.
looking at this makes me want to cry, man. So Hanwha is blue side, DK is blue red side. Bans are HLE bans Lee Sin, Ari, and Jax, and DK bans Skarner, Callista, Azir. No, obviously, the only real bans to talk about is probably the Lee Sin, Ari, and Jax. This is late into Fearless Draft, so these guys are limiting champion pools by a good bit, actually.
By a decent bit.
Skarner, Callista, typical red side bans. Azir, it makes sense. Good ban against
Zero
Tekka.
is actually was banned every single game except for the first one, surprisingly. Like, it wasn't banned game 1. I'm very surprised.
Azir's a good playmaker, dude. Like, people flip games on Azir, and it's so crazy. It's
No,
like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised no one banned it game 1, because I think at that point, I guess they already locked in their mid lanes.
I think Azir is a weird state to play in, because not only do you scale well, but you're playing like a control mage, but you also play as a playmaking mage.
Yeah,
It's a really
I
weird
mean,
balance.
that's his kit.
That's what I'm saying. It was a really weird balance, because if you focus on one aspect too much, you actually get behind, right? If you focus on purely playing as a control mage, it's really hard to team.
You can do fine, but like you just don't get the value from your ult, which is the playmaking potential.
It's more like the play. Like I do agree with you that the ulti is the playmaking potential, where you can basically flip a game on his head. But it's also like, if you play as purely control mage, it's hard for your team to really get anything done, if that makes sense. Because as a control mage, you want to sit back and scale, right? but Azir's kit is his early game to mid game is insanely weak. So if you sit back and you give up so much you give up so much pressure on mid lane and on the map, so it's hard for your jungler or your jungler support to roam around the map, and I, I'm going off a tangent. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that
I also
Azir
think
is
you're going
really
on
weird right
a,
now.
I
I'm
think
saying.
you're going on a tangent in a scenario where like most of pro play, it's actually not that bad. Most people are just like are pretty even when they play against Azir because he can just clear so well.
I'm just saying Azir as a champion is weird. I'm not saying that professional players are playing it wrong.
And I just don't agree. I don't think he's weird. I think he's been the same. He's been the same for a long time.
But but yeah, game 4, guys. Draft gap.
Oh yeah,
That was
it's draft gap. So
Siwoo was playing
so
an
they picked
AD Cannon. He played
they picked.
AD Cannon.
Wait, he played 80 Cannon?
He was
Oh
like
my
AD
god.
Cannon.
I didn't even finish talking about draft yet. I'm so
Man,
sorry.
what?
I was
We're
going-
already
I
past
will
it.
say,
Let's go.
like where we have draft right now, like we have the picture of the draft. Uh, we don't have the draft order. The picture is actually just the final draft. So I do have the order.
I have order as well.
Do you
Okay.
want us to go
It's
over
B1 Nidalee, R1 Corki, R2 Nock, B2 Ash, B3 Aatrox, R3 Cannon, R4 Shen, B4 Salad, B5 Renata, and R5 Victor.
Yeah.
Holy draft Nirvana. What?
I understand it's fearless, but I really just don't like the Corki.
I'm not a fan of Cork ADC either. Like, it's one of the, I don't like
I'm
it.
not a fan. It's not good. Every time I see it, it's just not good. It's first pick too. Like that was the thing that got me. I was
I
like,
think because you can
is it
still
really
flex, you can
that
still flex
trial?
it, because you can still flex it like mid or
You
bot.
can flex in a mid,
That's
but
true. You
they
can
don't
flex
ever
in
flex.
mid.
They don't ever flex in a mid. Um, Corki. I said this last video. I'll say this again. Corki is. Corki. They built him as a mid-game champion, which is not bad. But I feel like the value you get from mid-game Corki is so much less compared to crit Corki, where you build Essence Reaver into Infinity Edge into Rapid Fire. You have so much more damage and so much more pick potential rather than playing a mid-game Corki playing Trinity Force into Muramana into like I don't know, like Trojans. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trojan is not the right item, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I
Another
get,
mid game
we
item.
get the idea. I get the idea.
Yeah.
It, like the Corki's passive, they changed it recently. Well, not recently, like a couple patches ago, to where it scales off a crit as well now. And the amount of damage that you can output with that true damage itself is so insane. But a lot of professional players still refuse to go crit Corki because they want to push towards the mid game and try to I don't know, secure the game within like 20, 25 minutes. Not a bad idea. I'm just saying that it has never happened on the Corki so like thus far. Like if you see the games where Corki's played as 80 carry, most of these games like the Corki has very little impact, right? Like is it just me?
No,
But every time
I don't see
every
it,
time I see
bro.
a mid
I
game
don't see
builded
it.
Corki, he's just so useless sometimes.
He doesn't do enough damage.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
he just feels bad. Like I don't know. Like even still, like Corki mid flex, like Corki Nocturne just doesn't seem good. Like
It's
as a
not
mid
good.
jungle.
No, it's not good.
That's why I'm just like, dude. That's where I was just like, this draft is done. Like the worst part too is they paired it on top of a Kennen, and like every time somebody picks Kennen, I'm always like, you're
They're lost.
picking it
They're
to
losing.
counter. They're using it to counter the Aatrox, but it never fits the team comp. And this is exactly that situation where it's like, what the fuck is the Kennen doing here? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna Nocturnal and then into like Kennen on, I guess.
Yes.
Like that
Another
takes
problem
so
is
much positioning, not even setup, just straight up positioning.
yeah, another problem is the Canon 1 AD.
That I just still don't understand.
You know what the
So
Kennen? You know what the
80
Kennen was?
Kennen can be good, but not against HLE's comp.
They
It
had a
is so hard to
Sylas.
play 80 Kennen against HLE's comp.
They had a Sylas. Kennen was a free ult to Sylas. That's what that
Yep.
Kennen was.
That's
Dude,
just
It was
the
Kennen
Silas
was
was such a
there
giga
to
pick.
give
This is what I
Sylas
wish
an
that people
ult.
do with Silas.
no. I think the best pick that HLE has here is Renata.
Oh,
Renata
Oh
actually
yeah,
shuts down the
Afronado,
entirety of
yeah.
TK's draft.
But I'm just saying that this Silas has so much value based on the Nocturne and Kennen alone.
Yeah.
No, Kennen, Nocturne, and Shen.
Yeah. Oh, they picked Shen too. Yeah, he picked it after. Like, oh my god, so much value.
Dude, that Silas was actually a really good pick.
Yeah.
Aatrox? Well, I mean, I
It's
don't
say
have to
you
talk
say
about
trucks,
Aatrox.
baby.
I don't have to talk about Aatrox.
He did okay. I mean, he did.
Aatrox, I still believe Aatrox is not a good champion, but it's Zeus. Zeus, Aatrox is actually really good for some reason.
I don't think it's bad. I think you're over
I'm,
exaggerating how bad it
I'm
is.
not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's not good. I
Okay.
feel the same way about Renekton too, but we'll go off. That's another tangent. Let's just continue. Let's continue.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So
don't really need to talk about this game. Game 4
Game
is
4 was
complete draft cap.
if just so for the people at home, just so you know what the ending kill score at least was. It was 12-4. D plus Keo took 1 tower that entire game. He just got absolutely demolished.
That's what I'm saying. It's
They
just so hard
ended.
to play against HLE's draft
Hanwha
as your
ended
draft.
with a 10k gold lead, guys. That game was. Oh my god. All right, guys. Now we get to the final game of the series.
We'll get to this clown fiesta of a game. Game 5, baby.
It's game 5 and Fearless, baby. How many 40
Oh
champions
my God.
banned before, and then like they have the additional 5 each. That is 50 champions gone.
What's
Yeah.
funny is that like it's three permabans: Azir, Skarner, and Kalista. Like just ban, just permabans, and like yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just permaban.
Like I said, Skarner, Kalista, 100% pick ban rate, bro. You're either not allowed to play them or you're trading, essentially.
Yeah. You get Skarner, we get Callista. Or you get Callista, we get Skarner.
The thing is, in my
There's a
opinion, I feel
handshake.
like leaving Skarner open is such a bait because of how often it's banned. People can like it'll be like, oh, it's open for once, pick it, and then like forget how to play it. I think owner said that in like an interview like last week. He was like, yeah, we picked Skarner, but like I didn't utilize him as good as I could have because we don't see him in scrims that much because he's hardly ever left open. So I feel like leaving Skarner open is a bait sometimes.
I do agree that you get rusty if you don't play champion that often. But I don't know. I feel like Skarner is innately like his clear path, his gank paths, very, very hard to fuck up. Excuse me. It's very hard to mess up, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, Jimmy's dropped F-bombs like so many times, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He's dropped so many.
Alright, pick bans. Let's continue.
Alright,
Who's going over this?
you, best buddy.
Alright. So we talked about GK banning out Azir, Zyra, Diana. HLE bans out Skarner, Kalista, LeBlanc. Typical. Only new ban here is Diana, but that's just to restrict jungle pool because there's only so many junglers now.
For
Honestly,
real.
jungle gets extremely limited in Fearless.
And of course we get
Wukong first pick there.
yeah, Wukong first pick. Yep, Wukong first pick, and then we get R1 R2 Jax Ari, and then we get B2 Gragas, B3 Alistar.
Honestly, I liked D+'s picks. Like
Mhm.
they had good engage and disengage with Gragas. Like to me, Gragas is like one of my favorite top laners, like top lane champs to like watch and play. Because you can go tank, you can go damage, you can be the okay. I am casting somebody, and we are either gonna blow them up, or I'm casting someone and we're running away. Like he can just do everything, and I love him.
All right, and then we have R3 Rel, R4 MF, into B4 Mel, B5 Kled, into R5 Olaf. The Olaf pick is actually very, very good
Yeah,
here.
no, that
That was so good.
I saw the Olaf and I'm like, oh, oh no, oh,
It's
it's
so good.
Zeus
Yeah.
Olaf, man. He presses R, he's running
Also,
at you.
dude, aiming, I respect you as a player, but I think we should stick to 80 carries. I know
Yeah.
he didn't do bad on Mel. It's just sometimes he was out of position on mages.
I honestly, I think he actually played well, but he was just out of position too many times.
Like he's used to playing
He
80
played too
carries to
safe.
where he has to be in auto range, but as Mel, you're an Atelier mage. You have so much space to play with as a mage. Like his Q range is like
Honestly,
almost
I don't even think it's
double
aiming.
Caitlin's
I
autos.
don't think it's aiming's fault half the time because half the time his team like starts a fight when he's not even there, and then he
Honestly,
just shows up at towards the end. And like that's literally what it is. It's well, to be fair, you have a Clid, and like that guy's just gonna go in,
Yeah.
and it's like this thing of like, okay, he's walking to try to be in a team fight, but by the time he gets there, either the team has won or they're wipes.
I
Yep.
I will
I
say
agree with that.
Barrel's
Actually.
first item on Alistar, I'm pretty sure was a rocket belt, and I can kind of see basically D plus was like, we're gonna go in, and either we're gonna win or we're all dead anyway. So Barrel was
Yeah.
probably trying to go more for get that little extra damage in to make sure
Yeah.
when they went in on
Yeah.
someone, they could definitely blow them up.
Yeah, he did. He also went electrocute Alistair. Holy.
Like I said, he's trying to do damage. Like I said, their
I
entire thing was we are gonna go in and we are going to either get them or we're done.
I agree that this is a spicy way of playing Alistair. It is by far the most int way I've ever seen Alistair played. By far. Holy.
I don't know.
This
I've
guy's
seen crit Alistar, so that's pretty crit. That's pretty it.
in professional play?
Okay.
No. The way that Barrel is cooking a little too hard with this. Just build tank, bro. Just build
He
tank.
cooked a little bit too
You're
hard.
so much more
But
useful.
see, I don't even think his build was that bad. It worked well with the team. Like they were trading like back and forth pretty well. I just don't know what happened round 2 of draft. I just oof.
I will say,
I've
all in all, this game was close. Like even the game 5 was still close. Game 5 was
Still
Yeah,
close.
still
no, the
close.
game
I
5
agree.
was close. It was very
Like
back and forth.
actually going into the game, like I said, Siwoo was playing his heart out. I could say, like he found so many picks. He was like dove early, but he made it a 1-for-1 on that tower dive, and I'm like,
Yep.
Siwoo has the making of like a top 3 top laner in LCK.
He just needs a
But
little bit more
yeah,
experience.
he needs a bit
I
more
agree.
experience. I won't give it to him yet. I might give him top 5. I might give him top 5 actually. But no, Siwoo was like his plays and his picks. He was getting like Zeka and Viper and like taking him out the game. But Olaf exists, and there's a Jax that scaled.
Yeah, and
So-
there's the Jax. Yeah.
So imagine if Alistair actually went tank items or like support items, like he went that was the item. That speed item. I forgot the name of it.
Trailblazer.
Night Spell?
No. Nice Spell was also a good pick too, but no. I'm talking about that speed up
Then it's
item
like
that like that Karma goes.
Oh, I know. Wait,
That's what I'm saying.
I know what you're talking about. I know what
I
you're talking
forgot the
about.
item.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about though. Like the support item that gives AP. I mean that.
The support item that gives AP or not even AP, that gives like is an active item that gives you move speed to the
Yeah,
entire
no,
team.
I know what you're talking about. I know.
Redemption.
Yeah. No, that's
No,
healing.
redemption is heal. But I know what you're talking
Item.
about.
Oh my god, this is ticking me off.
Sounds like
Come back to
Oracle.
me.
We'll
back to me.
we'll remember it later. But no, like I feel D plus was winning in like majority of those trades. Like Siwoo was constantly picking like
They were
Zeka.
trading, like,
Viper could never ult. I was like Viper, like as an MF, you are an ult button. You
I
are
will
an
say,
old
I
button.
think DK was winning that series up until one fight, and I think it's one fight I think it's in HLE's jungle where Viper
27
just
minutes.
ulted.
It was
You know what fight?
they overplayed at 20. I made a note for this one because I knew this was like one of the it was a turning point in the game. They
Yeah.
overplayed a fight at 27 minutes
Mm-hmm.
where I think it ended up like they got 3 for nothing or something like that. Like I just know they hard won that.
Well,
And then
my biggest
HLE
thing was
immediately afterwards gets Otacon.
yeah, no, they went in there. They literally put Aspires or where Viper is, and then he just fucking just ults, and then like they get CC'd and they're completely chunked.
Yeah.
Like that was like the turning point. I was like, it was pretty close. Its DK was pretty much up. Like
D
they're
plus.
not hard up, but they're like they had the tempo and they lost it. They lost it completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I'm gonna say like if that didn't happen because the MF is starting to fall off. Like she's pretty much like
The MF was
so
useless most of the game. If I'm being honest with you.
yeah
Like
yeah.
anytime
Like,
you
MF is about to,
see
like,
Viper
disappear.
ult, Siwu was jumping on him. Like Lucid was going like Viper couldn't almost never ult safely. Was out like getting immediately dogpiled on. But then the rest of his team, like the rest of the team, was like try to capitalize on them on Viper going down. Like
Okay.
at the end, my note is yeah they killed Viper, but they traded their Nexus for it.
Yeah. I remember the item is called Shirelius.
Yeah,
Aurelia.
Aurelia's battle song.
Imagine this also goes Shirelius, goes Locket, goes Nice Val. Actually, aiming's unkillable unless he walks up into the Olaf, which he did last minute.
Olaf presses
But
R
hey,
and runs at you.
yep, it's hard to peel the Olaf off, especially if
it
he
is.
gets in front of your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All I can say is DK just overstayed and they just lost the game from that point on. They overstayed at 27 minutes. Viper is able to free ult, aiming doesn't get into the fight until like halfway through MS ulti, and by that time you already got so much value off of it. The fight was just lost at 27 minutes.
Yeah.
And at the end, like you said, they do get a good catch on Viper, but
It's useless.
HLE turned the fight so fast just because the Olaf jumped onto the Mel and they had no more damage. No damage was coming out anymore from DK side.
Yep.
It's just
Like
it was
they were finding
unbad.
Viper. They're finding Viper a lot.
Oh man.
But like it didn't matter at that point. The MF is not useful. It's a Viper adopted Faker's global taunt.
Yeah, I think Zeka at this point was like 8 and like 2. 8 actually. Zeka at the last fight was 6 and 3, with 4 items completed, and they jumped on to the MF.
The Kled had 2 items at that point. 2 full items.
Kled
had 2 full items.
MF was not doing anything in this game.
Like
No, MF was doing something. MF was global taunting, mind
Yeah,
controlling. Actually,
it's a 0-10 Yasuo meme. You know, it's just
is actually mind controlled.
oh, you know what? You know the old CS:GO meme about Adrian, which was an NA player. He was
Mhm,
he was
yeah.
an IGL that picked up the op, and his nickname was the 5K decoy.
Yep.
well, that like all in all, it was a fun series. It was a really fun series.
It was a very, very good series.
I enjoyed watching it. High highs, some really funny lows.
Man.
Bad lows, bro.
I
Some
would
bad lows.
I would ask for predictions of like we're recording this on 2/19, 2025. So it would be Genji versus Nongshim next. I would ask for predictions, but we all know who's gonna win that. It's very obvious who's gonna win that.
If
Oh,
Genji,
no,
If
let's do the
Nongshim
prediction
wins, I will
anyways.
shave my head.
No,
if Genji wins,
if the Noodle
if Genji
Boys-
loses, it's Jover.
If the Noodle Boys win that like series, I will shave my head.
How hard do you think they're gonna win?
It's Genji. I'm saying 3-1. Genji's gonna throw a game for some reason.
Yeah, no, I would say it's 3-1 Genji because they took a game off D plus because D plus decided to happy game. But no,
Well, I think we already did predictions for this in the last video.
No,
but
we
I'm
didn't-
gonna
we didn't do-
repeat mine.
we didn't do it for
As
this one.
long
I
as
think.
the hands is on the team, 3-0. If they bench him for one game, I'll give Nongshim the game.
Holy, I don't think they're gonna bench him, bro.
Well, yeah, no. 3-1 Genji. I don't know how that's gonna go. And then so let's go a little bit further, guys. So it'll be 3-1 Genji. Let's go with that in our predictions. So then is D plus versus Genji. Who do you think's winning that one?
D plus versus Genji. Honestly,
This
DK
is
should
weird.
be able to beat Genji. DK should be able to beat them. But from what I saw this series, if DK continues to troll by overstaying or just twiddling their thumbs, yeah, I think Genji has a good chance of winning.
So you think it's a higher odds of a Hanwha versus D plus rematch or a Hanwha versus Genji rematch?
It's probably gonna be. I think it's gonna be a Hanwha DK rematch. To be honest,
All right, I am of the same opinion. I think
like don't get me wrong, Genji's a good
It's
team, but
their
they
macro is,
are not
in my
cohesive. They're not
in my
cohesive.
appearance, my opinion, their macro is still off. Like
At
even
times, it looks like they get dizzy just looking at the map.
even though Lahen's threw the game, sometimes he at least provided them some direction. It's like Barrel. Barrel will win or lose you the game, but you at least know what you're doing. Right now, Gen G is like a team with a bunch of people with good hands, but will easily run around like headless chickens.
Yeah,
But it's like, I have a lot of expectations for Gen G though, so I
they have
really
like
want
4
them.
superstars on that team.
Like I really want them to do well. But
I want them to do well
like I said
too.
earlier, I feel like the top 4 LCK teams are really close together right now. I don't know how that's gonna change regular season, but at least in Fearless, they're all really close. So I am expecting them to, put on a show at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah, just give aiming an 80 carry, please.
Aiming, you're really good, but don't play Mel.
Nothing wrong with him on Mel. It's just that guy. He has someone. I don't know. His team has trouble playing around him as a mage. I'll say that. Like they, I don't know. I don't know what went through their mind that last draft. But if you want to go in,
yeah,
hey,
go in. I
more
will
power
say,
to you.
like, in terms of, I need to actually see how Genji plays against Sangshim to actually predict the DK series, because like they like
You think
against
Nongshim is a strong enough opponent to make to help your predict? Bro, it's Nongshim. They have
I ain't gonna
2
lie to
decent
you.
players.
No, it's not that. It's just because when they played against Hanwha, the players felt a little off. If they felt like they're on point, that does kind of change where my prediction is. But just in general, right now, I'm assuming best case scenario that like Canyon's back in form. They're not anything. Not trolling. Chovy just finds his hands a little bit better. Um, or the Canyon just plays it better for Chovy to actually play the game. If that happens versus DK, do I think Lucid? This is weirdly enough Lucid Showbreaker versus Canyon Chovy.
And right now, Lucid Showmaker is my winning bet.
They are playing better. I'm gonna go 3-2 Gen G, and then I'm gonna say it's a HLE Gen G run back.
Interesting. We got someone trying to be a little spicy here.
I got it
Hey, last
right
time he
last
was
time.
fifth, he
Just
was wrong.
saying.
Oh, he was right. He was right. We
I'm
were
about to
wrong.
say he was right last time.
I
So
was
the
right,
spice
and we
is
were wrong.
like
So
the spice might be the way to go.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Any other closing remarks, guys?
yeah, if you guys are looking for a potential 80 carry player, hit me up. You know how it be.
Uh,
If somebody's looking for a GM partner in Marvel Rivals, hit me up.
I don't play competitive. I play for fun. So please don't hit me up.
Actually,
I will run down the game.
are we making league content? Like, are we actually playing matches and
Yeah,
boosting them?
you guys have matches and stuff.
Thoughts?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
All
hey,
right, let us know if you want to see our gameplay of League of Legends.
you
Let us
hear
know.
our opinions. Now, if you want to see our actual gameplay, just tell us in the just tell us in the comments. If enough people want it, we might even do a 5-man. We'll do a 5-man
Holy.
climb.
I don't know about 5-man climb, but
Oh, I'm not part of this.
I don't know
You
about
see
no
that guy down
5-man
there?
climb, but I
He's
can
no fun.
definitely
He's no fun.
solo duo.
I actually had to turn my brain on, bruh. Man. Yeah,
I mean, why not? You turn your brain on for League Talk.
I do.
Anyways, all right, like and subscribe, guys. We'll catch y'all later.
If you
Peace.
want to see more from us, let us know. If you want to hear us talk about anything that isn't LCK, let us know, and we'll consider it. But yeah, this has been the Low Elo Bros. See you later.